After traveling down roads laced with rain lilies, we arrived at Blue Spring Campground, part of the Northwest Florida Water Management District. They set up these parks. They usually only have 3, 4, sometimes even just 2 campsites at each one. They're free, but they require a permit. You go on the website and get a permit. And they're really nice. I mean, there's no hookups, there's no water, there's no sewer. But if you're into boondocking, these places are fantastic. This is campsite 1. We're in 2, and I'm going to show it in a minute. This one backs up to the slough here. And this is just a little slough on Econfina Creek. And you can paddle to the spring. And I'm going to show you the spring in just a minute. But there's a spring here to swim in. You can see across the way is where we are in site number 2. So you can see how spaced out these sites are. They're like super nice, and each one comes with a pavilion. And there is a porta potty, you know. The woods are a little scarce. I do think that I think it was Hurricane Michael did a lot of damage up this way. I know it hit Panama City and did some damage. But there we are, site number 2. And site number 3 is right over here. I like site 2 and 3, even though the other one backs up on the slough. It seems a little less shaded. But they all have these wonderful little pavilions. And there's site 3. So it's really, really nice here. And this is the day use area. It's, I mean, there is nobody here. It's crazy. This may not be the spring. Oh yeah, it is. It says spring, and then there's a karst area over there that's going to have rock. Wow. Ooh! Oh my God.
That's a nice size bass.
I'm sure you can see all the fish. There's sunfish and bass. All up in here, so pretty. Now we're taking a little trail to what's called the karst area. In Florida, karst topography features sinkholes, caves, and springs formed when rainwater filters through the soil and dissolves the limestone underneath. Oh, I guess it just shows. Oh, I see. Okay, so where we are, we're on a bridge. And I don't know if you can see, but it's basically a hole. This is part of that karst topography. And then there's another hole beyond that hole. There's a hole right there. And a hole right here with the water flowing through. Here is the other side of the bridge, and you can see there's like a cave. And then the water starts really on the other side. It goes under this little cave part. Then you cross the bridge to the other side. And then you've got that spring water flowing out. And you can see where the rock has been dissolved. That tree you see out in the field with the dark green leaves, and you're not going to be able to tell that it's dark green because it's getting late and it's cloudy, but that's an Atlantic white cedar. And they grow along the creeks here, especially in the northwest part of the Panhandle, along Sweetwater, Blackwater, Juniper Creek up there. You can see here a lot of trees were damaged. So the tops probably broke off, but as you can see, the magnolias are coming back from the stumps. There's small magnolias everywhere. I imagine this was beautiful when these were big. There's an American holly making a comeback. The next day we packed up and headed to our next destination, but not before exploring more of what the Northwest Florida Water Management District had to offer in the Econfina Creek area. We're going to get out and go see the canoe launch. River looks like it's up a little bit. Ooh, it's pretty, it's clear. Away from the springs, it's a little more tannin colored like our rivers at home, but it's very clear. Very, very clear. You can see this would be a beautiful river to float. There's a launch up, there's something up there. I don't know if it's a house or
recreation area.
Yeah.
We'll check that out.
Yeah, there's a looks like a place to even swim up there with a platform. So we're going to go check that out in a minute. This area has so much to offer. And it's free. That's what's crazy. Okay, now we're coming up on one of the springs. There's Pitt and Sylvan Spring. They're right down the road from Blue Spring where we were camping. And these are just day use areas. And they are so nice. They have covered picnic pavilions. Up there's a nice restroom. More covered picnic pavilions, as you can see. This place is something. It's really, really beautiful. And here is, I'm not sure which spring this one is, but boy, is it pretty. It is beautiful. Oh my God. Oh my God. This may be one of my favorite springs I've been to, even though it's really small. It's just so idyllic rather. It is just gorgeous. Oh my God, it's just beautiful. Joe, you got to see this. Here's Econfina Creek, but then here's the run coming off of it. And you can see right here, there's a lot of fish swimming around. But this is where the spring enters into the creek, so you can kind of see a little tannin water and a little blue water. And then here's the run into the spring. And it's just amazingly gorgeous.
through the waking hours before this
Place, I'm telling you, it just doesn't cease to amaze me. My flip-flops are squeaking, but anyway, so we're coming up to Sylvan Springs. So the other one was Pitt Springs. Now we're going to go to Sylvan Springs, and there's a tube launch, so you can go tubing.
This is
So
short float.
So here is a little tubing platform to get in, and you can float down the Econfina here to the other platform where we were to get out. There's also another parking area, and I'm sure you could float all the way to that one too if you so chose. Okay, so now we are approaching Sylvan Spring. You have to walk down a little trail to get to it. And then there's a parking area up there, but we parked at Pitt Spring. So you have to hike in.
This one doesn't have swimming. Yeah, trees. It's a small stream. Oh, it's bubbling up right there. That's it. See where it's bubbling?
Yes, I see the bubbles. And there's the bubbles for this spring. There's no swimming at this spring,
Which is cool.
which is nice, you know. Yeah, like just, oh, there's a lot of bubbles, babe. There's one here. There's some over there. Look at all those. Look where it's all bubbling. We're at the Williford Spring area. And you can see, just like the other spots, this place is just beautiful. And they've got beautiful pavilions. They've done that beautiful archwork on the pavilions. It's just gorgeous.
There's a trail, Sylvan Spring Trail.
Yep, and there's a trail from here that goes to Sylvan Spring that we were at a while back. This is just amazing. In the background here, you can see the spring boiling. You know, that's the thing about these springs. They're bubbling up from under the ground. This is Williford Spring. And in the foreground here, you'll see these beautiful southern blue flags. It is the largest iris, according to the plaque, native to Florida, and they bloom in the spring. So we hit it just right. And I tell you, I don't think you can get more picturesque than this with these irises and this water that is, it's just not sunny enough to show you how clear and blue and stunning the water is here. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. We made it to Bear Lake just in time for the last sunset of the trip. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, we hope to see you soon on the road less traveled.